Have you been trying to increase your shoulder turn, but your drills in the gym just aren't cutting it? I am a physical therapist who specializes in treating golfers. I've been doing it for 15 years here in Scottsdale, and we're going to go through today all the tips and tricks that I give my golfers who are struggling to improve their shoulder turn, get more flexibility, more range of motion, and be able to hit longer drives with less pain. All right, so the first thing I'll look at in one of my golfers who tells me they just can't get the shoulder turn they need is if they can actually move their shoulders independent of their hips, right? So as most of you know in the golf swing, we need to be able to turn and our hips will stop at a certain point, but we really need to get that turn, that shoulder turn, right? And you really can't do it if you can't take the upper half and move it independently of the lower half. So one of the drills that I'll do is I'll take the golf club and I'll put it across my shoulders and I'll get into this kind of address position, almost as if I was about to hit a club, right? So a little bit of bend in the knees, a little bit of butt back. And then I'm gonna see if I can turn my shoulders without turning my hips, okay? So this is the most basic move we can do that will simulate that shoulder turn. But if you can't do it, if your hips kind of move with you and you can't disassociate, is the fancy word for it, if you can't disassociate your hips from your shoulders, that's the first thing you got to work on. You should be able to have a nice smooth rotation just like this with your hips nice and stable. Now, as people who follow this channel know, I'm a mobile in-home physical therapist, so this is my gym floor. I want you to get down on the floor for our next one. So this is going to be looking at now, do we have the actual ability to move, right? So do our joints and our muscles have the flexibility to be able to get to that nice big shoulder turn that we see on the videos and that our golf instructors trying to get us to do? You need to passively be able to get to this position before we can work on the strengthening and the motor control. So one of the most basic things we do, it's very, very popular in the golf performance world, is a thoracic spine rotation. So you will lay down on the ground, you lay on one side, we'll do both sides, and you just lay here, hands together, knees in that almost fetal position, and then you open and go as wide as you can. You're trying to touch this shoulder down to the ground, okay? And you open wide, and then come back. Wide, and then come back. You want to do that 30 times, going to your left, and then flip over, and do that 30 times, going to your right, okay? You always want to do everything on both sides in the golf swing. Not just because it's just good for general life, you don't want to be one-sided, but we have to turn fully in our backswing, but we really have to turn fully in our follow-through to be nice and confident through the ball so they don't feel like we're going to throw ourselves off balance and then we lose power at address. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is now we have, the first thing is, can we move our shoulders with our hips stable? The second thing is, do we have the flexibility, the actual physical ability to get one side or the other, even if somebody helped us? That's the flexibility of that open book exercise I just showed you. And then the last thing is going to be, do we have the physical ability to move against gravity like we do in the golf swing to be able to actually achieve that shoulder turn that we're looking for? So what we do to work on that is we work on thoracic rotation in what we call a quadruped position. So you'll get on your knees, right? This nice little prayer squat here, or this prayer position. Get your elbow down. Remember, not your hand, your elbow down, your other hand behind your head, and then you're looking to rotate as far as you can with your elbow up to the sky, just like this. And we're going to do 30 on one side, and then we turn and do 30 on the other side. Now, I promise you, even for my very flexible athletic golfers, this is a hard one because it locates all the force on your shoulders. Because we're so flexed through here, we can't get any power, any rotational power from our hips. It's forcing our thoracic spine to be able to do that turn. And if you can make that specific change, that'll help your golf swing. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about in today's video is the role of the shoulder blade in shoulder turn. So we all think shoulder turn because you see the shoulders turning, right? But really it's a lot of thoracic spine motion, and we've gone through that in this video. But I want to show you the difference of good shoulder and scapular shoulder blade mechanics, the difference that will make in a golf swing. So let's say we've done everything that I've told you to do. You work on controlling and disassociating the shoulders from the hips. You work on the actual flexibility of your thoracic spine. You work on the strength of your thoracic spine, so you're good to go there. But if you're missing one key component, you're actually losing a lot of power, and that's the shoulder blade. So if I look and I say, okay, I'm gonna get this nice shoulder turn, I'm in my good angle, I'm gonna come way back here, right? And I have good, my sternum's really facing that way, my belt buckle's really facing this way. But I mean, my club's kind of high up, right? And well, Tiger Woods, he gets his like way like this. So I wanna be like Tiger, how do I do that? Well, watch what happens when I activate my shoulder blade and bring it towards my spine. So I get here, 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 right? And then I'm gonna pinch my shoulder blade there, right? That is almost all shoulder blade motion and very, very little extra thoracic spine motion. So this is something that you can do to unlock that extra few degrees in your backswing. Now, the thing that I will tell people to do for this, just so that they can get their brain around what I'm talking about, is something I call a no money. So you put your hands like this, open wide, pinch those shoulder blades in the back as your hand goes wide, and you'll feel those shoulder blades come together at your spine. Now, for the golf swing, we're gonna look on just the trail side, right? So no money to the trail side, right? And you're gonna keep doing that, right? And then you're gonna get in your swing. So you're gonna come up here, no money it back, and then you'll feel that shoulder blade kind of slot in, and that's that extra maybe 10 degrees that matter a lot when you're trying to hit the ball down the fairway. All right, so I hope you found these tips helpful. I hope there's something that you can integrate into your either weekly or daily workouts and your range sessions to see if these last few degrees of shoulder turn can be achieved by working on your body versus quick little drills and things like that. So if you want more information on other ways of either getting stronger shoulders, more mobile spine, working on that disassociation between your shoulders and your hips, check out my YouTube channel. I got a lot of videos on there, stuff I send to clients every day, and I make it available for everybody so that you can use it and hopefully be able to build yourself up too.